Hello everyone, Nina here with Waffle Flower. We've teamed up with our friends in Tombow USA to bring you a whole week of inspiration using products from both of our companies. I finally splurged on the full set of Tombow Dual Brush Pens, and of course, the first thing I'm going to do is to swatch them out. This set comes with a nice storage case that holds all 108 pens. I love that the case is a trifold, which makes taking out the pens in the middle very easy. I found this color chart by Tombow, sorted by the numbers that are printed on the pen, and went ahead and numbered the holes on the case in the same order. I'm also doing a staining test on my water media mat so that I can mark the colors that are safe to use with the mat. I drew the grids on the water media mat with a regular ballpoint pen. This is just a mat that we used as a sample, so I don't worry about staining at all. Unfortunately, I forgot to turn the camera on for this whole process. These are just 1-inch squares since the indented area on our mat is about 9 inches by 12, which makes our grid exactly 108. As you can see here, the numbers on these dual brush pens are probably manufacturer numbers and do not reflect the hue, saturation, or intensity of the colors. So I'm going to create a live swatch by matching the colors myself, sorting them into blending groups by color family. I'm going to use this die from our Color Swatches matching die to cut out enough pieces from smooth Bristol paper. Like all water-based die markers, Bristol paper works the best for me. You can use whatever paper you will be using your markers with so that it will be a true color match for you. You can also just trim little pieces of paper for this using a paper trimmer rather than using a die. Here are my pieces cut out. I'm going to number them just like what I have on the water media mat and swatch the colors out. I loved the process. It's very relaxing. It took me about an hour to swatch all the colors out and sorted them into groups that made most sense to me. Now let's get to the fun part of making a live swatch. I've never seen anyone doing this before. It just came to me when I was swatching the colors out. With a piece of washi tape, I put down the first row of my swatches on the sticky side. You can use any low-tack tape or even regular Scotch tape if you're very sure of what you're doing. This defines the width of my color chart. And here you have your first beautiful pastel rainbow right here. Pick the column that has the most swatches. For me, it's a red-violet family. And I add a piece of washi tape from the top row down with the sticky side up. And this defines the height of my color chart. Lucky me, my chart will fit on a piece of letter-sized paper. I'm taping down the edges so that all the color groups can stay together when I'm done. I also added a piece of washi tape on the back of my first row so I can come back and tape this edge to the paper. From here, you'll want to start with the two columns that are closest to the column you already have, going down and outwards to avoid any overlaps. This is a lot more forgiving than trying to go from either end towards the middle so that you're spreading out rather than trying to coming in. Just to be clear, I'm adding the washi tape to the back of my first row with the sticky side up. Position it straight down and then press in the first row to secure it. Then I can make sure my whole group of swatches will come down straight. Okay? Then add the rest of the swatches for the same group. Trim off any excess tape you don't need. This reminds me of Adobe Illustrator. They have a tool called Live Paint, which allows you to color your artwork freely, but keeps the capability of tweaking your lines, just like on paper. This Swatch Chart kind of does the same for me. I can keep tweaking the orders without spending tons of time recoloring everything. I used to share one-page hand color charts, but this This is much flexible and will probably save me a lot of time in the long run. I can also bend it so I can hold the color close to what I'm working on, which is awesome. I will still keep the dual brush pens stored in the numerical order so that I can find them easily, but this live chart will help me pick out the colors and blending groups. I can't wait to start using them. Okay, now the review time for our staining test. I'm using a piece of baby wipe to clean the mat. I'm not going to use any special solutions or anything because for me, it's either clean with water or no cleaning at all. If a baby wipe can't do it, then forget about it. As what we've learned with other coloring media, the staining usually happens with the reds and pinks. The good news is that most of the colors are safe to use directly on the mat, and all the 10 colors I marked with an X means that they are staining, and I will probably put a piece of palette paper down first. Or you can choose a similar but safe color, such as N25 here, which is the only staining color outside the RV and R group. I can totally use N15 instead. If you're interested, I'm sharing this hand-matched color chart as a printable one-page black chart that you can download and color for your own reference. The link is in the description below. There you have it, a live swatch made from the Tombow Dual Brush Pens. I hope you enjoyed this video and are inspired to swatch out your coloring media, stay organized, and happy crafting. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you again soon.